said that after he was already that one, oh, in what war does the other side feed the country they're warring with? I'm like, we're not, no one's saying Israel should feed them. It's international aid that's sitting there. No one's saying Israel needs to do anything. I mean, they haven't done shit all, but they're blocking it in every which way. This guy's like, no, it's because the United Nations won't distribute. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, these international organizations are literally waiting, and pushing for it. Then I brought up Trump. I'm like, shit, even Trump is saying there's full-on starvation and Israel should do more. He's like, no, I don't understand. Well, why is it that there's like fat people there? I'm like, what are you talking about? This is how it's gone crazy.
Yeah, that's another talking point that they've been using. And who was it? There was some girl, I was arguing with a girl, Enigma, today. And she was using that same talking point. She's like, why does Israel have to feed? The literal title of the room was, why why do you accuse Israel of starving Gaza? So of course I'm not gonna just jump on stage and say a bunch of shit because most people, whatever. So I just get a bunch of great articles, just a bunch, and I'm just like shoving them in the chat, talking about the own politicians of Israel talking about the mathematical equations on starving Gaza. I mean, like, and the greatest part about it was this isn't even just after. This isn't after. This is October 7th. This is like circa 2006 when it started. And so our argument, Ace, was similar to that because she's just like, because I was just like, listen, I got all of this information in the chat, check it out, and that's why. And I think if you deny this at this point, I can't even consider you like a reasonable or rational person because it doesn't even make sense to me that there's overwhelming evidence coming from the mouths of the politicians of Israel, part of the Knesset, and you're telling me that it's not true. Like, come on, like is there any credible source that if it comes from them, And she's just like, all she would do was deflect, and she kept using that same argument. She's just like, well, let me ask you this. If she has like this accent, she's just like, I don't want to mock her because I think a lot of people get, sidetracked by the illogical arguments and the deflections. But she says, why is it that the UN isn't providing the food? Or why isn't that Egypt is providing? Why is Israel responsible for providing the food of their enemy? And I'm just like, listen, I was like, logically, okay, first of all, they don't have to provide it, but they can't prevent it. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're preventing aid from it. And she said, oh, well, you could get in through the side of Egypt. And like, no. All that is a deflection. You could, and we could talk about that, and it's a separate topic. The title of the room is why we're accusing Israel. We're not talking about what Egypt could have done. Now, in logic, most people would think like that's irrelevant, but it's not. It's a red herring. It's a distraction.
It gets better. I'm going to tell you quickly. I'll give you the article. I'm like, then why? This happened recently. I'm like, then why is the idea of saying if you go into your waters to get fish, we're going to shoot you on sight? This is recent. I'm like, fine. You close the borders. They're not letting anything in. People can't even access their ports where they can go fish. They've said if you go, we'll shoot you on sight. I gave him the article. He wouldn't acknowledge it. They go back to that whole intellectually dishonest shit. So the conversation was shifted right away because it's true. What you're saying is 100% true. And then the other part that's true is, okay, fine, all of these provisions you don't want, then what about this factor? They can't even go use natural resources to fish. You will be shot on sight. And I put the article in the chat.
And what's crazy though is I don't know how they're still arguing this when we have massive reports before October 7th that are all saying and give you all of this information. I compiled just between 2021 from a Threshold Crossed report by the Human Rights Watch accusing Israel of genocide in